Hey, what's up guys? It's Nick from Fit Futures here with yet another answer to yet another question. Today's question comes from Toni in Christchurch, where she states, hey Nick, how can you get a client to do something that they don't necessarily want to do? This is a very, very interesting question, and a lot of people in the industry, I'm one of them, believes that everything we do needs to be client-centered, right? Because we're offering a service, they're paying us for a service. It shouldn't be about us. I've actually spoken about this in a previous video. So when a client comes to us and they say that they want to lose weight, or maybe they want to gain weight, or they want to increase their speed or their fitness or whatever, maybe they want to impact on their nutrition and their diet and tidy that up for health reasons, they come to us and we take that information and we plan out what would be the best plan of attack from there, whether that be providing some dietary recommendations or not. We would definitely be designing resistance training programs or cardiovascular-based training programs. Now, the content of those training programs need to be fairly well thought out. They need to align with the likes and dislikes of the client, okay, which is client-centered. But at the end of the day, we're the professionals. We're the ones with the expertise. So it may be that a client comes to you and says that they don't like squatting or they don't like lunging. But based on their goals of leg development, so hips, glutes, calves, quads, hammies, that sort of thing, we know that squats and lunges are really good exercises to incorporate into resistance training programs in order to achieve that outcome. So if they don't want to do it, or they have a dislike for those particular exercises, and we want to keep it client-centered, a lot of people may err on the side of caution and just remove them altogether, okay, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. However, if we know that those two exercises should be considered optimal for leg development, then we need to find a way to include them. Okay, which kind of ties into your question of how do we get a client to do something they may not necessarily want to do. Well, first and foremost, I'd create a pros and cons list. Okay, so these are the pros and cons of doing these exercises. Now, these are the ones that I feel you should do, okay, and these are the ones that you don't want to do. Have a little bit of a chat about that and provide a little bit of education around it. Okay, because it may be that they don't like them because they experience a little bit of discomfort. Maybe they don't like them because they've had a personal trainer before and that particular individual wanted them to do it a certain way, but there's more than one way to do the exercise. Okay, and so once you sort of open up that dialogue and educate the client on it, maybe they'll come around and just do them, okay, because they see the benefit in doing it. Because I don't like cardio, but I do it because I know that it's beneficial, right? So you could apply that particular mindset to it. But going back to the point of the squat specifically, let's say for argument's sake, I've got a client, his name's Jeff, he wants to increase his strength through the lower extremities, and he doesn't like squats, but I think squats are the way to go. Now, there's tons of different ways that you can squat. Let's say for argument's sake, he hates bodyweight squats, he hates back squats. Perfectly fine. He says, Nick, I'm adamant, there's no way you're going to get me to do them. Great. Couple of strategies I would suggest. Now, these aren't actually my ideas, guys. I picked these up at a conference where the wonderful Brett Contreras was speaking, and he mentioned that he had this issue with his old man. Okay, so your client doesn't want to squat. Great. What squat don't you like? Don't like back squat, don't like bodyweight squats. Great. Have you tried a front squat before? Have you tried a goblet squat before? Have you squatted with band assistance? Have you squatted with a TRX? Have you squatted utilizing the horns on a kettlebell or utilizing a power bag? Okay, there's tons of different modes of resistance that we can use. Tons of different ways that we can draw it up from a technical standpoint, and maybe having the weight out in front as opposed to across the shoulders just provides him with enough of a change that he finds enjoyment in the exercise. Okay, so that's one way. Work to find an alternative of the exercise that the client will enjoy. And then secondly, you could challenge the client. And you could say, right, I'm programming squats regardless because you're paying me for it, and I'm only going to be able to provide that service if you squat. Okay? And I'm going to program 4 sets of 12 with 1-minute rest periods in between, okay? And you're going to look at a standard, nice controlled tempo. And the client's going to go, but I really don't want to squat. Okay, the challenge for you is every time you turn up, if you can achieve a personal best, so either 1 rep more on that first set, or maybe we go up in weight and you can achieve that and you give it your all, maybe we'll only do 1 or 2 sets. If you hit your targets, you'll do half the work. Okay, and then they get thinking, right, okay, I'm going to put my all into this because I'm going to be doing less of something I dislike, while still getting the benefit of doing the exercise itself. So Toni, I hope that answered your question. Check back for more videos, and until next time, team, as always, please keep safe.